Good morning, dear children. After doing two chapters based on directions, transport, the next chapter that comes logically to us is that on communication. Welcome to chapter number 19 of your EVS book with the title Communication. Children, if you cannot speak to each other, can you still communicate? Have you ever thought how people communicated in the past? For example, how were letters sent from one place to another? In this chapter, we will be talking about communicating or talking without speaking, mailing a letter, and some other means of communication. The process of using words, signs, or sounds to send or receive our thoughts, messages, and information is called communication. Talking without speaking. We know that people who cannot speak or hear use the sign language. Sign language is based on ideas rather than words. Each gesture expresses a particular idea or concept. This is a system of signs made by hand, used in the same way that those who can speak use words. But even those who can speak sometimes use signs and symbols as codes. Have you ever played dumb charades with your friends or tried to pass on a secret without letting others know? Then you have probably used the sign language. We have read about it in chapter 2. In dance and theatre, performers use sign language to express themselves. The dancers use particular hand movements called mudras to show different things such as clouds, rain, thunder, bees sitting on a flower, a fish, etc. A particular form of theater is called mime. I would like to show you the pictures that are there in your textbooks. If you can see right in front of you, the dance mudras and a mime artist. Mime artists usually paint their faces white and highlight their eyes and lips so that people can see their expressions. Mailing a letter. The most popular way of communication without speaking is by writing. Have you ever passed notes to your friends in a class? Writing letters is the most common way in which people keep in touch with each other when they live far away. We can also write a letter to someone with whom we want to make a contact. All we need is an envelope with stamps, a postcard, or an inland letter. If you want to write a letter to someone who lives outside India, it would be cheaper to send an aerogram. Let me show you pictures of inland letters and aerograms right here on your screens. You can see on the right hand side. Yeah, this is the inland letter and the aerogram. Um, So we can also write a letter to someone with whom we want to make a contact, which is through postcard or aerogram. We must write the name and address of the person you're writing to very clearly. A PIN code or postal index number ensures that the letters reach the correct address. In India, PIN codes have 6 digits. Let us quickly talk about the post office. If we visit a post office, we can understand how efficiently and systematically the workers handle mail and many other activities that happen inside. As we enter a post office, we see many counters. It is written on every counter what service it provides. There is a counter where we can buy stamps, postcards, inland letters, and envelopes. Then there is a counter for registered post. The envelope for registered post is different from the envelope in which we send letters. Important messages, documents, etc. are sent by registered post. This service ensures that the letter will certainly reach the person to whom it is addressed. Another counter is for parcels. When we want to send books or other articles which may be bulky or heavy, we send them by parcel. We pack the article properly and we write the address where it is supposed to be sent. The person sitting at the parcel counter will weigh our packet and tell us the charges. Post offices encourage small savings among people. They have introduced a number of saving schemes from time to time. People deposit and withdraw money in post office just like they do in a bank. We can also send money by money order to a post office. Workers sort out letters for different destinations. After sorting the letters, they are put in different shelves marked for different places. There is a person in the post office who stamps the letter after they are sorted. After sorting and stamping, letters are put in big postal bags for movement to different places. After putting in the letters, the bags are sealed. The name of a place is written on the bags. For example, a bag marked Delhi will contain all the letters which have to reach Delhi. The bags are loaded in red colored mail vans and sent off to railway stations and airports. Most of the mail is sent by trains, but the places like desert areas or hilly areas where there is no rail link, letters are sent by road. Letters to foreign countries are always sent by air. If we do not know the PIN code of a place, we can go to a post office. There we will find a board on which PIN codes of different places in our country are written. The head of a post office is called the postmaster. He supervises all the activities that take place in the post office. Post office plays a very important role during festivals also. Children, did you know in ancient times people used to send messages to one another by tying it to the feet of trained pigeons who used to go from one place to another? Let us talk about some other means of communication. Communication has advanced to great heights. With time, it has advanced to a level where we can talk to a person sitting in any part of the world within seconds. This is possible due to modern means of communication. Let us talk about the telephone. It is one of the most valuable and fastest means of communication. In just a few seconds, we can talk to a person across the street in another part of the country or anywhere in the world. Today, hundreds of millions of telephones serve people all over the world. The telephone may be a landline where the voice messages transfer through telephone wires. People who do not have a phone can go to a PCO booth. This facility is available in all parts of the country. To talk to someone in another city, we use the STD code, which is the subscriber trunk dialing code. To talk to somebody in another country, we use ISD, which is the International Subscriber Dialing Code. You know that Alexander Graham Bell designed a successful telephone in 1890. Bell telephone system was widely used in the United States and the Europe. Nowadays, people use mobile or cellular phones. We carry it in our pocket where we go. We can make or receive calls when we are traveling. In case of emergency, mobile phone provides the best way for instant communication. Fax is also a means of communication. Fax is used to send written messages and pictures using telephone lines. The internet is a vast computer network which links together millions of computers all over the world. Internet connections are made along telephone lines via satellites. Internet is a storehouse of information. We can download information of any topic of our choice. There are many websites around the world. These websites are a part of WWW or the World Wide Web. Using computers, we can exchange messages using email, electronic mail. The messages are transferred again through telephone lines. Here, I'd like to show you some pictures from your book. You can see pictures of telephone in the olden ages, the mobile phones that we use now, a fax machine, and a email, right? Mass communication is a means by which we can connect a large number of people at the same time. The different means of mass communication are newspapers, radio, television, and the internet. You can see the pictures in your book. Children, nowadays a variety of communication choices are available. We should make smart choices depending on their cost and utility. let us recall our chapter on communication. Communication is a process of expressing our thoughts, views, and messages with other people. People who cannot speak or hear use sign language. The dancers use particular hand movements called mudras to show particular things. There are many workers in a post office who help us for posting a letter. There are many other means of communication, such as the telephone, fax, internet, etc. With the help of mass communication, large number of people can connect at the same time. So we come to the end of the chapter. Have a good day until we meet the next time with the next chapter from your EVS book. Thank you and have a good day.